Hey everybody, TBC here. Teek is just a few weeks away now, and I wanted to let you know about the Persona feature that came with the last expansion, Larian Song, and why you should really consider getting it for the upcoming TLP server and the benefits it will bring. So, let's get right on into it. One of the biggest benefits of using Personas is really being able to jump around the world. So you're on a brand new TLP, and often you play with friends and you've all made the races and the character classes that you want to make. And in this case, I wanted really to be a barbarian shaman. But all my friends, guess what? They decided to start in Freeport. And normally for me, that would mean a long run across the world, from Everquest through Blackpool, Keno's Hills, the Karanas, and then through, Kithiko, where that's dangerous, into the common lands and so on. And that's a long run that can take a very, very long time to do, and it's not completely safe and definitely something you don't want to do on level 1. So here is my buddy Teek handed in his newbie robe. He's ready to go and join his friends over in Freeport. So what we're going to do, we're going to quickly go over to our persona tag, and we want to make, I don't know, let's just go with magician. I prefer doing personas with casters, and we hit create class, and it's going to knock us into camping to a character select screen of sorts. So here we go. We're going to drop out now to our character select screen so we can go ahead and make our persona. Now you'll see it drops us straight into this menu, which is slightly different, and the only class I can make is magician because that's what I selected, and the only races are the only ones that can be a magician. So I want to make sure I'm starting in Freeport because that's where my friends are. Can't change the name, you'll see it's locked, and just hit enter, and now I'm loading into West Freeport. As soon as it appears, you will see that we are a magician and we're in Freeport, and there we are as normal, stood in front of the guild master. And you'll see actually I'm still wearing the shaman noob robe, and I can't wear it because the inventory is all shared. So it's a really nice benefit to these personas. You create a class and instantly you've already got the same gear. You're not having to do any kind of swapping. So I'm a magician and I'm in Freeport, which is great, but I don't want to be a magician in Freeport. I want to be my Teek and my barbarian shaman. So you just go back in and hit swap class. There we go. We are a barbarian shaman in Freeport. That took about a minute, as opposed to running all the way across the world, which will probably take the best part of an hour if you survive. Not an easy run at all, and you can be a barbarian shaman with your friends straight away. Now, obviously, if you were to die as a barbarian shaman, if you don't set your bind, you're going to end up back in Halas. All you have to do is switch to your persona because you're in a city, attack a guard, and boom, you're right back. So lots of benefits to this, to being able to traverse the world very quickly for free without needing anyone, without having to pay for a port, and you can be instantly with your friends ready to go at the Freeport noob zone. And this is the best benefit, I think, of the persona system, is using it to really traverse the world. It really shrinks the world. You're not having to do that run, but yeah, there you go. Huge benefit to it that you can have on Teek for sure. Another one of the big benefits to having persona, and what I think is a little overlooked, is when you're vendoring. So you've been out adventuring all day, your store-bought bags are filled with loot, and you want to hit up a vendor to sell it to get the plat so you can run out and buy a chrono or what have you. And here I go, I'm going to sell this black sapphire platinum necklace, and I'm going to get 255 plat for it. Not bad, but let's see what we can potentially do using the persona system. And I definitely recommend everyone have an enchanter to do this. Now, of course, you could do this with an alt, but doing it with a persona is way easier because all the loot is there, ready to go, and all you have to do is switch. So here we are again at this creation screen. I remember you only have to do this the first time you make the persona. Every other time it'd be ready to go, but we want to go ahead and make sure we're making a high elf enchanter for that maximum charisma. Fairly certain 115 is the max, and we're going to then go ahead and enter the world as Teek Sona, the Enchanter this time. So just to make sure this is all equal, I've again come to the parcel vendor in Belwith, and you want to do this as an enchanter, you really do. Right now, as you can see, I'm an enchanter, and I'm getting instantly 275 plat. You know, that's extra on top of what I would have got at the same parcel vendor pretty much as another class. So we're just going to swap to Magician so I can show you. As you can see very quickly, you can swap on the fly, and now I'm a Magician, not moved, stood in front of the same parcel vendor, and we're going to go ahead and see what this vendor would offer us for that same equipment, just as a different class. 206, huge difference. Now extrapolate that out, you got a bag full of this stuff, that's a lot of extra plat. So you always want to make sure you're vendoring as an enchanter, high elf enchanter, otherwise you're just leaving plat on the table, and the more plat you get, the more krona you can get, and for a lot of people that's the goal, and keeps paying for another month. So that's a nice little trick, and again, once it's made, you can change it on the fly straight back to the enchanter. It takes about 1 second to do. You definitely want to be doing this every time you're finished up adventuring and you are going to sell. Some other benefits you get from utilizing personas as opposed to say alts is you're basically getting a load more bind spots. You level up your personas to 12 so you can cast bind affinity if they're casters, and then you can always get to your bind, especially if you've got the perk where you can't de-level and things like that. You can use that to get around. Now, bear in mind, you do have to be in a starting city or a safe zone in order to be able to change your persona. So really, if you want to express zip across the world, it's really good. A couple of other things as well, say with trade skills, you can utilize personas as well. Your main's a rogue, well, you probably don't want to be using that class to do much in the way of trade skills, because you typically want to have very high intelligence and charisma, and no need now. You can just persona over, say, to the class, and there you go. And you can also do that for things like foraging and gnome tinkering and so on. You don't have to rely on other people or say alts in order to do that. You can do it from a persona. And of course, there's the benefits of having these personas and being able to play another class on raids. You're fed up maining as a cleric, for example, then you can switch and be a magician or an enchanter or a wizard or maybe a druid even. You can do that on the fly and you playing as if you were that class. Now obviously you're going to need the gear to be able to contribute to the raids, but it's easier to kind of switch on the fly, no name changes, it's just your character still. So there are benefits to using persona. Now having said that, you can do a lot of it with alts, and I generally think having alts are better. The usage of persona is really ideally just to get around the world a little bit quicker between cities. It's almost like having your own personal plane of knowledge, to be honest. You know, you want to get to Cabalist, persona over to a say Necro, hit the gate button, you're in Cabalist, and then persona back to your main. As long as you're in a safe zone and you're not going to get aggro, and all of a sudden there you are, you're in Kunag. So there are a lot of benefits to using it, certainly to get around the world quite fast, other than say buying fill the bone potions, which again you can do. Some people probably don't like the personas. Say if you're a like purist for that P99 route, you're not going to like them. Your mileage is probably going to vary with how much you use them. I think they're really good for you, like I said, using to get around the world and for selling all your items really quickly to say a vendor and making sure you are getting the maximum return. On previous servers, say Oakwind, where instances were not locked to account, they were only locked to the character, having alts was really powerful. Certainly with the rule set for that server with the XP bonus as well. We're not getting that with Teek as far as we know. So instances are going to be account locked, which again just takes a shine of even having an alt to begin with on the same account, because if you want to run raids multiple times, you're going to need to do it on different accounts. Let me know down in the comments below, are you going to be utilizing the persona system? Are there any benefits or disadvantages to using it I may have missed? Let me know down below. Or are you an altaholic and you're going to be purely sticking to them? I'd love to hear from you. Because you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe button will also let you know the next time I put out another video. Lots more content going to be coming as we get nearer to the Teek server launching. Also, a huge shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for your continued support. It really does help me continue to make content on this fantastic game. I'm really looking forward to Teek. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The rule set is great. There's already a huge interest in it. So I'm counting down the days until we are jumping in. I'm the Brit Canuck, and I hope that you've had a fantastic day.